Yo,
Hello, hello, hello. Hello.
how are you?
Good and yourself?
Great, man. Fantastic. Outstanding.
Man, man,
Splendid.
it's been a full weekend of Freemasonry and man, I'm ready for Grand Lodge.
Hold on, let me get this going for Facebook. I want to ask you a few things. Let's see here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Getting it up on Facebook. We're already rolling on YouTube. So we are good to go on that.
While everybody's on here, hello and don't forget we have Masonic improvement gear as well as Square Image gear at Square Image www.squareimageus.com. If
Got
you want yours, that's where you go to purchase it, and it'll be shipped to you.
we already
Or
go ahead.
if you're going to Grand Lodge, purchase the gear, let me know, and I will deliver it to you. Because once it's sold out, you will not get it until I get more.
We already got Adam Olivier and where's the other? Let's see here.
Hey, Adam,
And Dan Best
my brother,
already on here. So
Dan, Dan Bass,
best, best. That's what it says.
Best.
Yep.
Hey, Dan,
Off to a
how
good
are you?
start.
Adam, good to see you. I was very happy to see you this weekend, and always fun to be able to get together with brethren that we see on the show regularly and get to know. If any of y'all don't know, Adam will be giving a talk at St. Albans Lodge on the 12th of this month. Um, Tickets are available, I believe, online for the festive board that they're going to have down there. And so I'd like to promote that. Adam's going to give a good talk. And
Well, I didn't realize there's going to be tickets for it. That's pretty cool.
well, it's a festive board. Got to pay for it somehow, right?
I guess so. I suppose so.
And while we're at it, look at this. Right Worshipful Batters gave me this bottle of scotch this weekend
Oh,
at
nice.
the festive board. So guess who's buying at Grand Lodge? When we have our late night discussions, come on over. We'll have a drink, and that will go along with my personal favorite.
What's that? Forget about this. I was trying to do something, but I forget about it.
My personal favorite,
What?
Glenlivet. Glenlivet,
Wait a
15,
bit. Yep.
not 18, not 18, not 12. 12 is the crap they sell in most restaurants and fine dining, but they don't want to give you the better stuff. So, but 15 is got the taste I like, the
Gotcha.
French oak.
So how was the expo?
Man, it was freaking awesome. It was awesome. It talk about a lineup of brothers and we had Joe Wages, Robert Sanchez, we had David Hill, we had um um oh my gosh,
Man, I feel
I
bad
just
whoever this
drew a
person
blank.
is.
I know. I just drew a complete blank
Man.
on the rest. But it's kind of my fault though because I was also out there peddling our goods and cases and my cases and stuff at the
Yeah,
same
I
time.
saw that
So
picture, but I didn't see the Masonic improvement swag. What's up with that?
what picture?
The
It was
picture.
all there.
Oh, not in that picture. It wasn't,
Which picture?
dude. It was. I guess Route Worship Batters posted it. It was you.
Yeah,
You
I
were you were
sold
sitting
I
you're
sold
sitting at your booth and you had your finger like up to your knuckle in your nose, and it was square image, but no Masonic improvement. I guess I assumed
I
it was
was
probably sold out. That's what it was.
no, actually, I did sell some Sonic Improvement swag,
Oh,
and
nice.
and it's awesome. Yeah, and it's just one of those things. The Masonic Improvement was on its own over here on the right, on the left, and
Hmm.
well, the hat I had with all the other hats, and yeah, it was there. It
Okay.
was there.
Okay.
I'm not leaving any money on the table, friend. I'm
I'm
tell
just
you
messing
what.
with you. I am
Yeah,
just messing,
what?
man. So, yeah, it's really cool. What was your favorite talk?
Oh, Paul Reyna, brother Reyna was there. He was one of the speakers as well. I mean, this was a very esoteric minded um, setup, and it was awesome. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the time, and then the festive board was great. We had past grandmaster from Washington D.C. giving the talk during the dinner, and
Hmm.
and what a magnificent uplifting speech on presentation on just getting with it, doing Freemasonry, providing the education that brothers are looking for. And his mindset, it does differ a little bit from mine, because he says, I don't worry about who comes into the fraternity. What I worry about is the fraternity offering the education to get them where they need to be. And I can see his point, but you got to have people that are ready to receive that information, right? So
Yeah,
that's the only difference I have. But
we got where
the
we are
the
today because we didn't worry about who we let in.
right,
And,
right.
and
But
so if you just let anybody in and
like,
they're not esoterically minded, it's just going to go to the wayside again.
right, right. And sometimes it just takes time for brothers to catch it, right? But at the same time, if um you have some brothers that are really wanting it, and some brothers that just aren't getting it, so they're not going to support it, then you won't offer it as much as you really ought to.
Hmm.
So the big takeaway, though, is education, man. Just education,
Yeah.
education, education, education. That's
Um, I would just real quick. We do have some comments, but I just want to. I put it in the chat, but if you haven't seen it, if you would please be sure you go and give the video a like, and if you're not subscribed yet, go ahead and do so as well, please. That really helps. Both really help with the algorithm. Both really help to get the message out. So your support goes a long way in that regard. Then now we have the Daniel Dutton, not just Daniel Dutton, the Daniel Dutton. Any ideas for new Masons? I'm a new EA working on the memory work, looking to grow in Masonry. What is your advice, Dennis?
um focus on your memory right now. And I would love to say, dig into this book or dig into that book, but the reality is that you won't be a master mason until you memorize that work. So um get yourself a set time. Like when I sat down and did mine, when I really got serious about it, I I devoted the last 30 minutes of my night before I went to bed every night to ritual. And so I would sit there and lay in bed and just, go through the ritual in my head until I got stuck. And then I would phone a friend the next day, my mentor, my teacher, of course. And then the next night I would take it a little bit further. So commit 30 minutes a day to just hashing through it. Some people do it during their walk in the morning. Some people have a morning walk ritual or an afternoon walk or whatever. Um, Commit the time to just continue going through it.
Mm.
And then if you miss a spot, don't get hung up on it. Just keep going as far as you can go, and then go back to it with your teacher and get the right words and stuff, and move on. That's my advice.
Yeah. My advice is very similar. Um, It's easy to go off the deep end on any side of Freemasonry. Like you can jump to the esoteric, you can jump into the ritual, you can jump to the history, and that's all great stuff. But in most districts, at least I know here in Texas, you do have kind of a time limit. It's not a strong time limit, but it exists to get your EA work done, right? And once you're a master mason and you have all your work tendered, the sky's the limit. You have the rest of your life to dive into.
Yeah,
to
you have all the time. Yes.
So
yes,
aside
exactly.
from focusing on the memory work, I would also advise you, if you have the opportunity to see EA degrees, go to them.
Yes, of course.
So if you know when the next town over is having EA, or even a few towns, right? You determine your radius. You determine how far you're comfortable traveling. Go to it and go see it. They'll all be a little bit different, but they'll all be similar. They'll all be the same degree, and that will help you to reinforce what you've learned.
Yeah, and ask your teacher to take.
Yeah.
And if he can't, find somebody that's knowledgeable in the work, and that way y'all can do it on the way.
Find someone that can vouch for you. Right.
Well, I don't even worry about vouching for you. I'm worried more about somebody that you can do the work with on the way there.
That's great.
And on the way back.
I'm just coming from the perspective, you don't want to get crushed driving an hour to CEA and they're turning you away because they don't know who you are. Right.
Right.
So if I don't know if you're in Texas or not, but if your jurisdiction does like EA cards, get one of those, or just take your mentor. Take someone that is a master mason that can say, "Hey, this is my guy. I'm teaching them," and that will go a long way. And that's how that was really beneficial to me learning my work, was seeing other degrees. Austin White is here.
Austin, what's up, brother?
Austin White is one of our members and a very diligent attendee of our lives, so we appreciate your support, Austin.
Yes.
Jason Reichenberg says he'll give us a like depending on how Dennis does. Well, I guess we don't get it. We're not going to get a like from Jason then.
In any situation, Dennis is going to do better than Jason Reichenberg could have. So it doesn't even matter. That's a moot point.
You're very welcome, Daniel.
Speaking of Reichenberg, we are both Knights of St. Andrew, and he's the elected chief elect, and I'm third in line. But anyways, we have a new fundraiser this year, and what it is it's Fiesta medals. In San Antonio, they have this crazy thing with Fiesta medals, and it doesn't matter what it is, the medal, and it's just like our little awards that we give ourselves all the time anyways. But we have one that
it's a strange way of saying fish fry.
Fucker.
What?
So we have if you go to www.sanantonioscottishrite.com, that's our fundraiser, and it's a passive fundraiser. And so you just purchase your Fiesta medals. They're collectibles, is what they are. It's kind of like Beanie Babies of San Antonio. Everybody wants Fiesta medals, and every company has them. But we have them, one for 15, two for 20 on the website, and it goes to the Scottish Rite Learning Center and the Scottish Rite Charities. So we're splitting it up between the two. Our personal San Antonio charities, as well as the Learning Center, and it's really going to make an impact when we sell out. So nice. I really want to push that because it is cool, and it's not that you have to wear them. Most people have shadow boxes with all their Fiesta medals or whatever, but Brother Hamilton, Billy Hamilton, purchased some this weekend because his child is dyslexic, and so it really means something to him. So if your kid is dyslexic, man, this is a good way to support that. And not to push the medals at this point, but our learning center, our Scottish Rite Learning Center, in San Antonio. They teach the teachers in the public school system how to diagnose and work with dyslexic children.
Cool, man.
So there's not much of a better thing that you can do than to help a kid learn. And so if you believe in the cause, go online, purchase them, and we'll get them shipped to you.
All right, we
So
got
I'm gonna go grab an aspirin real quick while you're saying who we got next.
sure. So Austin White says fraternal greetings from Knob Creek 401 and Knox Lux Grotto. Very cool. Very cool.
Ooh,
I hear good things about
grotto.
the grotto over there. Ron Schothberg says, "Why is Dennis' background of a round Earth and not flat? Doesn't our Masonic work promote flat Earth?" Dennis is not a high enough degree, Sean, to know the real secrets of a Mason. So that's why it's round.
Ron Schothberg.
Ron Schothberg.
If Ron was a girl, I can tell you, I probably would have dated him as a teenager.
Man, did you see? So Sean, I can't be there, but he's got 2 EAs coming up. He's going to be conferring, so that's pretty exciting.
BC powders.
Good seeing him. Good seeing him stepping up. He was wearing a hat, like a really wide brim hat. Looks like he could take off and throw it at somebody and not stick in them. But maybe it's supposed to do that. I don't know. You ever see the old James Bond with Odd Job, and he had that bowler hat you take off and throw?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But this is heavy, dude. He's got a big old brim on it. Where are we at? Dan Best, I have a question. Is there anything I could do to improve myself right now before I become a Freemason? If
Absolutely.
you go ahead then, because I'm trying to think of where I want to start. And I know
Well,
you always got
before
something.
before we take on any important decision in life, and this is strongly recommended and practiced, in Freemasonry. We first seek the aid of deity. So the best thing you can do to improve yourself is to start preparing your mind and conscience and spirit for the journey that you want to take on. Really define what you're looking for in Freemasonry and meditate on that, pray on that, to ask for, that guidance on how to prepare you for that journey.
Yeah.
That's my biggest recommendation, because this is an important venture, and doing that is really the best thing you can do to get yourself ready. Otherwise, I don't know that there's a whole lot until you become involved. Stay off the internet. Don't look at all the bullshit out there. Just wait and experience it yourself and come up with your own conclusions. But prepare yourself through meditation and preparing your mind for the journey you're about to partake, and not to get hyper focused in one place, but to prepare your mind to open the doors and to be open to whatever you hear and learn, so that you'll get the most out of Freemason. That's my advice.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Justin.
There'll be a point where and you should recognize this point when it happens. There's a point when it would be appropriate to divest yourself of certain things, and I would advise you at that point to be sure that you're leaving your ego at the door, right? You're coming in. You're come in with a certain amount
Humility.
certain amount of, huh?
Humility.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I was gonna say, with humility, and understand that the journey you're about to undertake is a journey of rites of passage, right? And your EA degree, fellow craftmasters, these are all rites of passage. And rites of passage are intended to be life-changing events. And so it's a powerful evening, right? And understand that what you're going to go through is what everyone else has gone through. And we're all, I mean, we're all alive with all of our fingers and all of our toes. Well, for the most part. I mean, there's some farmers in parts of Texas, but they didn't lose them with their degrees. Is my point. So it's perfectly normal to be nervous. It's perfectly.
And I only know of 2 people that ever lost their life.
Okay. Anyway, so
just saying. I mean, that's true.
Okay. So
facts are facts.
My point is just go in there with some humility. Be receptive to what you're told. Be sure that you're listening, and be sure that you're prepared for a life-changing evening, and because that's what it is. It's totally going to change your life for the best.
I've got a question for him though. Have you petitioned the lodge, and have they accepted your petition? Have they voted on? Are you going to actually go through the degrees?
Yeah.
I'm curious about that.
I'll let you know what he says. Let's see. Austin White asked a few things. He says he's got a petition with my name on it for the grotto. It's still a bit of a drive, man. So I don't know I'll be joining the grotto anytime just yet, but I do appreciate that. And then he also says y'all will have merch set up at Grand Lodge. Oh, there'll be merch. There'll be plenty of merch, for sure.
Oh yeah.
In fact, I just released earlier today a members only video. It's the full version of an interview that we had with Right Worshipful Dave McCam about. Well, first of all, most of the conversation was about Masonic leadership and being involved in our communities. But the main reason he came on initially was to talk about it's going to be called a pop-up market across the street from Grand Lodge. So instead of just having Grand Lodge vendors in the basement, there'll still be those. But across the street, there's also going to be a whole building set up with Masonic vendors. So that's going to be really exciting. But the full version has been uploaded for members only, so boosters and above. You have access to that now, ad free, and then once the non-member version rolls out, you'll also have access to that ad free. So just be aware. We do have a video coming out. We will be talking about the pop-up shop that's coming up across the street and all the different vendors. It's pretty exciting. It's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah. While you're looking at the next question, I wanted to also mention Brother Lamb from Arizona came over. He's a very well-known author in astrology, tarot,
Isn't he British? Or am I thinking about somebody else?
I think you're thinking of someone else. But he gave an excellent talk as well, and he kicked us off and really set the mood, because his talk was on astrology and looking at the stars. So it's and the tarot, and not just astrology, but tarot and
it's a very good thing, and I really wish I could have made it. I just couldn't. But I saw like a day or two ago where Crum Lodge, Lance Candler, shared that they're going to be doing a festive board, and so it's becoming really common, which is really exciting. But it's going to be hard to get to all of them, right? So Dan Best says, I have sent an application on my local law's website. Maybe he meant Grand Lodge website. And I have a Freemason I've been in contact with, but past that point, I don't know. I think things are slow right now because of the New Year's. If there's any other
which lodge?
I don't know. He didn't say. I don't even know if he's from Texas or not. If there's any other information,
right, that's what I'm asking.
One of you need, please let me know. Dan, I will tell you this, and just to discourage you. I was talking to a brother that has become a Master Mason at my lodge somewhat recently, and he told me in the past that he had reached out to a lot of lodges, and he joined my lodge because we're the only one that reached back to him. I didn't know how many he had reached out to. He had reached out to 50 lodges, Dennis, and my lodge was
How
the
many?
50 Masonic lodges. That's what he said.
50.
Yes,
Wow,
and
that's a
we're
shame.
the ones that reached back to him, right? So my point is, Dan, unless you're just married to the idea of that one particular lodge, you might say, "Hey, this is how far I'm willing to travel," and start looking at your local options. If you don't hear back from
Well,
them, or if you
well, not only
and you're not impressed, if it's not what you think, what you're looking for, visit these other lodges before you turn in a petition.
I was gonna say, go to the lodge. If you want it, you're gonna go. I mean, that's in my opinion, you can't just throw out emails and expect to join Freemasons.
Yeah.
That's not the way it works. There used to be this old slogan that I really don't like, and some people still throw it on their Facebook. To be one, ask one.
Oh, we got
And
Masonic Muscle over there on Facebook.
rock and roll,
Rock and
man.
roll, brother. Good to see you, man.
Glad to see you, Caesar. Brother Rubio.
Yep.
But the simple fact is that we can't just throw out a bunch of emails and expect to join Freemasonry. I mean, that's just as bad. When we receive emails, I thoroughly vet them. And for me, I get so many people from overseas that are saying they want to be Freemasons, and they've never even looked around to where they are. It's like, well, what do you really want it, or you just want the easy way?
Yeah.
So think about that, Dan. I'm not saying that that's what you're trying to do. I mean, you may be legitimately looking, and you probably
may just not know the best way to do it.
But the best way is to go and yeah.
That's what I would advise. Like if you're sincere and you really want to, and you're not hearing from anybody, Google the lodge, find them on Facebook, or just Google them and find their website and find out when they meet. And if they don't have a Facebook or a website, just go to a different lodge, because they're not on top of things.
Right. But there's also Mason Post, and it has the address of most lodges.
Yeah.
Even if they're not a member of Mason Post, there's the address of most lodges in there. It's not that hard to find.
Austin. Oh wait, Bill Boyd. Fraternal greetings from way over here on the northwest side of San Antonio.
Brother Boyd, it was great to see you this weekend.
Austin White says, Justin, how was the first week back with the Minions? I'm actually tomorrow is my first day back. So we got in-service tomorrow, and then Tuesday the Minions will return. So we started our break a little late, and now we're just getting back to it. Dan Best says, King Lodge 461 in Bristol, Tennessee. That's the one he applied to. Sean
it may be a little different in that jurisdiction.
Yeah.
So
Sean Rothberg says, my dad always said lodges are like synagogues or churches. So many with different brothers that bring a different atmosphere. Look around. It's okay to look around. Absolutely. Dan Best says, I don't know the best way to do it. I think I'm going to walk to my location. It's only a 10-minute walk for me. Yeah, man. Just go
nice.
Just go and introduce yourself. That's probably the best way to do it. Sometimes
you want to find out when their lodge night is.
Find out when their lodge night is. Otherwise, there's probably not going to be anybody there. Find out when they meet. Show up a little bit early before their meeting time. Not ridiculously, but like maybe 15 minutes before that.
15, 30 minutes.
30 minutes. Introduce yourself. And some of these lodges, they have emails that maybe haven't been updated or that they don't check, which still isn't a great thing. I mean, going back to my story, but it's not necessarily a sign that they're not an active lodge. It's just maybe an old secretary used his email and he's gone or something like that. So find out when they meet and show up a little bit early and go introduce yourself.
And some are just old school. They just want you to come.
Yeah.
They don't want to do, the email or whatever, but to each his own.
Austin White says, I know when I started asking around in El Paso, I reached out to what ended up being my mother lodge via Facebook. They were so open and welcoming and excited for me to visit. And that's great, man. Like it's every lodge has its own personality, and you never really know what it's going to be like until you visit, to reach out to them.
Right. Right.
I was telling somebody at my lodge. We had a workshop this weekend at my lodge, and there's some newer brothers from my district.
The Leonard P. Harvey
Yeah,
workshop.
yeah. And there was some visitors from my district that were newer Masons, and so they haven't traveled yet. And it's like, man, in this district, it's almost like a family, right? Especially at Hillsboro at my lodge, like they'll give you a handshake, they'll give you a slap on the back, they'll hug you like a brother, right? But I've been to other lodges where you're lucky to even get a handshake. It's
Right.
it's very cold, right? And that's not the kind of lodge I want to be associated with. It's just it's
Right.
not fun. I don't enjoy being there, and so that's why it's so important to travel, because you, as a new Mason, don't want to end up in a cold lodge where it's sterile and no one really cares about each other. That's not a good experience for a new Mason.
But you also have to get to know a few of the brothers in the lodge as well. Have a dinner or two with them.
Yeah.
Because like Adam can attest to this. When I hug a brother, I'm all in, man. I'm in a hug. It's a bear hug. I believe in brotherly love, and so you may have a few of those members in there, even though the guy that's answering the emails is standoffish, kind of old, crusty. That's not how we've always done it, kind of guy. So it's okay to get in there and get to know a couple people.
So Brother Rubio over on Facebook says Palm Springs Lodge 693, California. I believe that's where he says. Yeah, it's California. He also says go to the lodge, meet them, take the time, do the work. This should not just be given to you. And absolutely, I mean it's really when it comes down to it is Freemasonry is about going out of your comfort zone, one step at a time, out of your comfort zone, right? And it never takes you so far away that it scares you off, or it shouldn't. But you're always taking one step out. And that first step is going and visiting the lodge. And then the second step is the degree. And so on and so forth. Let's see.
Speaking of the same topic, I had a brother that had asked me today. He had Brother Everett Wood. He had somebody asking him about the lodge, and we talked for quite a while about it, and he said that the person asked him, does the lodge need me there? And he said, I didn't really know how to answer that, because that's a double-edged sword right there. So if that's your idea, the lodges need Freemasons. They don't just need bodies. Yeah. So anytime we answer that question, we should say lodges need Freemasons. Now, and then you dig deeper into that person to see. Fortunately, he knew the guy, but I just wanted to bring that up because that's another thing, is that we get so many people that have the attitude of, and so many lodges that are quick to throw out a petition because they're desperate. Some people in the lodge are desperate, not the lodge. Yep. But it's not a matter.
They see a new petitioner and they get excited.
We don't need people in our lodges. We need Freemasons.
Justin Rodriguez on Facebook says, "Is 34 too late to join?" No, absolutely not. It's not too late at all.
I joined at 38.
Yeah, no. Any age really, as long as you can do the memory work.
When you're ready.
Yeah, whenever you're ready. Everyone's on a different path, right? And so for some people it's 21, some people it's 34, some people it's 50. And these are all acceptable ages to join. William Batters says, how was that Perfect Union Masonic Expo and Festive Board?
I have already talked about it, William Batters. If you weren't late, you would have known that it was awesome. So
I've
just go back into your hole.
I've heard good things. Austin White, bring those young guys down. Austin White says, bring those young guys down to the temple third Monday each month. The worship master is delightfully average at all things. Austin, we added about 10 new members to our York Rite last year. And I know you don't have to do York Rite, but I'm just. And then we have a York Rite Festival coming up at Hillsboro next Saturday, which will be Oh, it's this Saturday. I'm sorry, which will be the 14th. And so we're adding.
They're trying to do it before the end of the year.
The year's over, man.
The Masonic year.
Oh, well, we're adding about at least 10 more guys to our York Rat. So the York Rat is popping at Hillsboro, and these guys are all going to go to Fort Worth and get their commandery degrees. But after they're done with that's settled. Maybe I'll. Well, we're looking to get a commandery in Hillsboro, but this is just kind of the first step.
Wah, wah.
But maybe after that's settled, I'll redirect them to the grotto.
In Seguin, we have a festival coming up on February 23rd, and I have several brothers that are coming up from my area to Seguin to finish out their work, and we're gonna rock and roll the festival this year for sure.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. The chat's popping, so it's hard to. Dan
if only you could do it all like we do.
Thank you both for the help. I'm very interested in Shriners. I will brothers special needs. I'm not sure, and I want to see what that form of Freemasonry is all about. But I've always wanted to be a Mason. I would say just take it one step at a time, man. Just do the degrees. Don't rush it. And Shrine's fine. Shrine's good. I'm not a Shriner yet, but maybe at one point. But don't just rush to the Shrine and forget about your foundation.
Don't do that. Before you get into the Shrine is fun, and it's full of a lot of fun fellowship and a lot of good fundraisers for the Shrine Hospital. That's the goal, right? But don't just jump into it for the Shrine because, and some people do just for philanthropy, but Freemasonry is so much bigger. The Shrine is just a end result of the tenets of Freemasonry. So don't forget that, please. Just like Justin was saying.
Just a quick reminder, please be sure to like and subscribe. We've had 36 people come through here. We got 12 right now, so I know there's been like a cycle going on. So if you haven't yet, just be sure you slap that like button, give us a subscribe if you haven't subscribed to us before. I lost my place. Oh, so Sean Rothberg says, I can speak for myself. Do not be too uptight. Be loose. Be humorous. Be funny. Let your hair down so other brothers can know who you are, not a false facade. So, as Sean would say, to summarize that, let your hair down and be loose.
Yeah, and I'm going to show you what Sean means by let your hair down.
Oh, no. Show us what he means by let his hair down, not what he means by being loose, please. Let's see.
Let's see if you can see this.
Charles, hold on. Let me.
That's.
It's not working.
He sent it. Oh man, let me get it in. Here, It's too close. He unsent it. Can you see it? The light is just.
He unsent it.
Yeah, he unsent it to me originally. He unsent it to me originally because of. See, oh dang it, man! I need to.
Austin White says he's talking about
Sean. Really,
Austin White's talking about Knob Creek. Yeah, I know. You're talking about Knob Creek, but I was saying I could maybe get the guys to come down and join. When it's time. Charles Smith, congratulations on the festival. Good to see the yard growing like crazy. Thank you very much. Adam Olivier says, when does the festival in Hillsboro start? I believe it's going to be 8 in the morning. And
hey, Charles, glad to see you.
There will probably be a breakfast. So, in fact, I'm sure there will be. So there'll be a breakfast, and then we're going through all the degrees. We're going through all of them.
I certainly hope so.
Yeah, and then
I hope there's a breakfast.
Yeah, and with 20 new guys, we're gonna start working on.
Should be a lunch. There should be a lunch too.
I'll be sure that there is. Our stadium meeting's tomorrow night, so I'll be sure that we have a breakfast and a lunch lined up. And I think James Kirkpatrick's going to be there. Neil Eddy, Skip Smith will probably be there. I wouldn't be surprised if David Rogers showed up, just because, with York.
He's the king.
Well, I mean,
he's the king.
Yeah, if you blow the York Rite horn, wherever he's at in Texas, he will hear it, and he usually answers the call.
Dave Rogers is one of those brothers that will come and do an entire festival with you and then drive home at 3 a.m. to go home so that he can make another whatever it is the next
Well,
day
let's clarify,
at
because
home.
Dave Rogers could do the entire festival by himself and then turn around and drive home. Sean Rothberg says, do y'all have an AMD in Hillsboro? We do have an AMD in Hillsboro, Sean. And if you're not at AMD, message me and maybe we could work some magic sometime.
Not as good as our AMD, I can tell you.
You have Jeff Bennett in yours? And Skip Smith? No.
Who needs them?
No, you don't. No, you don't. Well, a good, healthy,
I have
successful AMD.
I have Bradley Kohanke and Chris Williams and
Do you know why
Robert
you have
Park.
Do you know why you have Bradley Kohanke and Chris Williams? Because they can't drive to Hillsboro easily.
Because they're badasses. Ours is only AMD in America named Manly P. Hall AMD Council.
I mean, y'all didn't really
so
kind of reach for the low-hanging fruit when you named it. I mean, that wasn't very hard. But okay, whatever. Might as well call it.
Well, it was
Albert
originally
Pike.
ours was originally Albert. Now Albert Pike was not that big. Well, he was pretty big in York, right? But it was originally Army Lodge, Army AMD, because it's right next to the Army base in San Antonio. But it has since changed to where it's not just Army members or military. It's now civilians, and so we decided it was time to name it appropriately and to what we do, which is education, and we dress up, we get our minds right, and we eat well. That's
William Batter said he was late because he was watching the new National Treasure show. That's why he wasn't here on time.
Oh, I can't wait to watch it.
I heard it.
I heard
it was bad.
I hadn't started.
I heard it was bad.
I hadn't started yet.
I heard it was bad.
Just like Freemasonry, it's what you make.
No. Well, it is what you make it, but if it sucks, it sucks, right? Austin White. Hold on, I'll get ahead of myself. Yeah, at Dan, my biggest advice is to take your time. The shrine will always be there. Get a foundation in the lodge first, and then branch off when you're comfortable with it in a master mason.
Yes.
Yeah. Austin White also says we did a few festivals in Temple for chapter and council. We're going back to small classes for a candidate because they want a more intimate experience. That's initially what we were doing. Nice. We had a group from the Metroplex that come down and do like 1 or 2 at a time. And that was definitely more beneficial. However, asking these big groups to come down regularly probably was kind of, draining. And so
until you can do it on your own.
Yeah, now that we have so many York Rap members, we're going to start working on conferring on our own individually when we can. Let's see. Dan Best, I wish I lived in Texas. I'd love to meet the two of you. You seem like really good men. I can't wait to be a part of this brotherhood. Well, Dan, you're always welcome to come visit once you get your master's. Or who knows? Maybe we'll be hosting an event in your part of the country at some point.
At some point, I did head on the East Coast, and with or without Justin. I mean, he's kind of lazy in travel, but not me.
William.
I'm just digging.
Rat Marshal Batters came to YouTube instead of Facebook. Yeah. He finally turned off National Treasure and decided to get serious about this conversation. So
finally decided to get serious about Freemasonry.
Yeah. Let's see. Uh-oh. YBN McFadden. I wonder who that could be. Do you not know who that is?
Mm-mm.
That is the one and only Kadeem.
I didn't hear who you even said.
Kadeem. It's Kadeem.
Yeah, I know that. I know Kadeem.
YBN McFadden. Okay. So this turn of Grand Lodge should be hella fun. So, yeah, and then he's coming to Hillsboro with Jeff Bennett for a festival next week. That will be awesome, Kadeem. I've been wanting you to come to Hillsboro for a long time, so that's going to be awesome. That's going to be very exciting.
Kadeem brings a great presence with him. He's full of life, full of energy, full of love. Kadim's great to have around.
I wish
We
that
love you.
I wish that I had hit the ground running with in Freemasonry like he did. Right? Like
Well, he had people like you to help him, to
I,
tell him, do it.
I don't think it was me. I think I think it was I think Jeff Bennett was a huge influence. And I mean this
Well,
guy I
and
mean this
this
guy
year,
is just oh maybe this year
and,
I wouldn't really consider
yeah,
myself a positive influence on anybody. But let's see.
me neither.
It's 2 hours away from Oklahoma border, but I'm finally coming in. Man, I'm glad to have you, man.
Man, that's awesome.
William wasn't watching TV. He was petitioning another body.
Which one, William?
Hillsboro Chapter and Council.
You don't have time, William. There's other things you have time to commit to in San Antonio.
Yes, brother Justin, you and Robert Marshall Yates are the biggest influences this year. Well, I appreciate that. We're only 8 days in,
Thank
so
you.
so
Thank you.
don't put me up too much of a pedestal. But
Well, but we had some great energy in the Grand Line this year in the events, and it gave you a great opportunity to get in there and meet some really active and enthusiastic Masons. And that was priceless, and I'm glad you got to experience that, and I wish more people had.
man, this year was like a two-edged sword for anyone going through all the degrees, because first of all, there's like this really positive energy, things are really active this year, right? But that's not always how it is. So it's a two-edged sword,
Right.
because they're coming in, seeing all this excitement and seeing all this enthusiasm from the Grand Line and all this involvement online and all this activity. And then the negative is that's not always how it is, right? It just depends on who's in the Grand East.
I would like to say that we have, as members of this team for this year, this grand year, we have decided that we're going to continue Freemasonry the way we like Freemasonry. And so no matter what happens in the future, Freemasonry will continue like it has been this year. It won't have the same outreach probably, but we will, in all points of Texas, have the same kind of Freemasonry going on.
Absolutely.
And Masonic Improvement's going to be in on that too.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
William
Can't wait.
says
I'm confident.
William says he did just turn in a petition to Freedom Lodge number 100. So he
Nice,
did petition
nice.
something. Hearing about these, Charles Smith said another card in the Rolodex, and it reminds me of it was a dinner after Mercury Lodge was reinstated last year, and Right Marshal Rumsey was there, and I was sitting next to him, and he I don't remember why. Oh, because we were trying to get him to join Mercury at that time, and he got out. He had like a legal pad, and he starts writing all the bodies that he's a member of, and I'm not exaggerating. He filled up an entire page on that legal pad, and
Yeah.
and so when you have that many bodies, then
And
you can
only
start bragging.
Yeah, and only like 7 or 8, 9 of lodges, because and he did it specifically so he could understand the dynamics in these different lodges. He didn't just join lodges to join lodges.
Oh no.
He wanted to understand the dynamics in all these different lodges so he could understand the craft, in which I commend. That's a great reason to do it.
Yeah. So
Me personally,
Kadim's
I'm
saying,
not going to do that.
Mercury, I heard y'all meet in Farmersville. So full disclosure, I initially joined Mercury. I was one of the initial members. However, it's they didn't always meet in the same building, and it's like I never realized I couldn't keep up with the meeting times, because it was I don't remember why, but I couldn't keep up with the meeting times, so it'd always be like the day before I'd realize it, and it's like a 2-hour drive, and so I didn't go as much as I would like to, so I ended up demitting from Mercury, and I went to I rejoined my old Mother Lodge. Great group of guys, great lodge, right? I couldn't tell you where they meet because it seemed like they were moving around a little bit at first. Definitely worth checking out. Dave Bindle's there.
I'd like to create a traveling lodge. Yeah.
You like to create what?
I'd like to create a traveling lodge.
I don't like traveling lodges, man, because I don't know, because they're always moving. Oddly enough, it's never in the same place, and it's just I don't know. If I was more familiar with the Metroplex, I'm sure it wouldn't have been a big deal. But like some of these smaller towns in the Metroplex, all these lodges, I didn't know where they were. I hadn't been there, and it's great to travel. I mean, it was great for that, but I don't know. I enjoyed it, but it was. I'd rather not be committed to a lodge so far away, if that makes sense.
Guess what? I'm on the newly chartered Manly P. Hall Allied Masonic degree lodge. I'm on the charter. Isn't that cool?
It's very cool. It's awesome, man. Oh, lost my. Oh, Batter says lame excuses, Justin. I mean, I don't know if it's an excuse or not. I'm sure it's lame.
He's lame.
I wish I'd stayed, but I don't. If I'm a member of something, I feel guilty if I'm not actively involved. Right?
I'm the same way.
That's why I initially left my mother lodge because I got a teaching job like an hour away, and it's like I'm not going to drive to Grandview every month for a meeting, and I definitely don't want to get an office position because then I definitely feel obligated. And it's the same mentality, really. I don't want to. If I'm a member, I feel like a crappy member. I feel like I'm not practicing what I preach if I'm not there, right? So that's why I was like, I'll just admit.
While we're talking about these traveling lodges and joining other lodges and stuff, an exciting thing that happened to me this week I'd like to announce is that we have at the San Antonio Valley, we have a very big valley. So we have basically all of Southwest Texas, right? And so we are reconstituting the Coastal Bend Scottish Rite Club, and I'm the president of it. And I'm going to be traveling around just for our members out there. We're going to have dinners, and I'm traveling around to different cities to have these dinners so that we can get in touch with all of our Coastal Bend members.
We've got, brace yourself, Dennis, on Facebook in the comment section. We have the Laredo Tornado. Ruben Bazan.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. we finally hit the big time now.
Last Action Hero, man. Have you seen that new cartoon figure that he did? One of those.
Yeah, I saw that.
What a stud, man.
I'm hoping to run into Ruben at Grand Lodge. Donnie Brunswick, also on Facebook. I like to get back in the York route. I'm a member of 3 lodges. My lodge in Missouri, where I was a past master at, my lodge here in Texas, and a lodge under the UGLE. So, man,
very
cool. You're pretty spread out.
Who is that?
His name's Donnie Brunswick.
So that sounds very familiar for some reason.
That's definitely cool. Let's look back over here in the live stream. Let's see.
Ruben is what I aspire to. Ruben is not only a very active Mason, but he's got a radio show, and he does so much in the community. They have a family business, and that's great. But he's got his own radio show that he's able to really connect with everybody in the world, and that's just awesome.
Ruben is just one of those people that has a great soul. Like you could talk to the guy and just tell, like, this is genuinely just a good human being.
And it's all love. Yeah. It's all love.
He's one of my favorite guys.
Yeah. That's why he's one of my best. Yeah.
No, he's one of my best friends.
No, he's one of mine.
He's more mine than yours. I'm just saying. Like, if there was a
in your own mind, yeah, in your own mind, I can. Yeah.
You ever see like
I'll meet you at the flagpole.
like the contest with the parents, where the parents are standing on each side of the room and they're
Right.
calling the kid, see which one's the favorite parent. He would come to me.
Come here,
I'm just
Ruben.
saying, he would
Come here,
come to me.
Ruben. Come here,
I'm
Ruben.
definitely the favorite.
We love it.
Um, Kadeem says, "Are we gonna be at Grand Lodge?" Absolutely, we'll be at Grand Lodge. I won't be there Thursday for the.
I will.
Yeah, Dennis will be. I won't be there Thursday, but I will be Friday and Saturday. I will be Thursday evening, Wednesday evening, Saturday, whatever happens Saturday after lodge.
Yeah, but you and I have a meeting.
Yeah, I know.
We need to talk about. We have to talk about what we're going to do over the weekend.
And then,
We're-
but Kadeem, like I'll show up probably for the voting over at Grand Lodge and hang out in the lobby and stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I'm gonna spend a lot of time probably at the pop-up shop that's gonna be across the street.
We'll be recording there.
There'll be a booth. We'll be doing some recording. That's gonna be where the live's gonna be happening because we're probably not gonna do a live stream that Sunday. So we'll be doing the live streaming at the pop-up shop, talking to people, talking to vendors and things like that. So I'm sure I'll see you around for sure.
Pre-game and post-game. Yeah, absolutely.
And
And in
then
between.
Charles Smith, I love supporting lodges around me, but I don't join a lodge or body unless I can give it the respect and attention it deserves. Absolutely, absolutely.
That's exactly right.
Austin White says,
Yes.
I feel the same way. I like to limit what I could join, so I keep the balance. Absolutely. Plus, I don't want to. I mean, the alternative is like I could join every lodge in my district, and what's the benefit of that other than just propping up a bunch of dying lodges? There's only a few
Right.
healthy lodges, and I'd rather focus on those and help improve them than be dragged down with dead weight.
Yeah. Yeah. Joining lodges just to try to keep them alive isn't helping anybody. That's not helping our fraternity. It's not helping Freemasonry
Yep.
in general. So
Yep. Charles Smith says he'll be at Grand Lodge as long as everybody's healthy, which is awesome. Looking forward to seeing you. Jason Rackenberg says we'll be working to restart several of the Scottish Rite clubs in South Texas. That's awesome.
yes, we are. Yes.
Sean
And
Rothberg
go ahead.
says we'll miss Grand Lodge because I'll be starting grad school, working on his master's, quality versus quantity, and what you join.
Way to go, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations on that and your recent graduation and everything. So
Way to go,
that's
brother.
really cool.
That's awesome. I'm proud that you're doing that.
Kadeem
We
will
all- we
be
should
in
all-
Wednesday through Sunday, so he's in for the long haul.
I'd like to make something real clear though for Brother Batters. Brother Batters, he truly loves Freemasonry and he joins these lodges for a reason. It's not just to have a notch in his belt or whatever, but he truly loves Freemasonry and he every time he visits a lodge, he falls in love when he wants to join it.
Yeah.
That's the problem. He's addicted to the lodge. So that's what it is.
Well,
So I don't want to.
Well, then William
because-
definitely needs to come visit our York Rite in Hillsboro.
No. He
Just
needs to get focused in the San Antonio York, right?
Ruben says the Laredo tornado will be haunting Waco once again. Much love to you guys. And he's saying we're hilarious, and obviously I am the favorite. So I don't think he said that last part, but that's
I don't
how
think he
I'm
said that.
interpreting it.
We all know who
It's
the talent is
words
here.
unspoken.
Yeah, we all know who the talent is.
Yeah. Yeah. Congratulations on receiving your bachelor's degree, Brother Rothberg. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. And then Bill Boyd says
Also-
Brother Batters throws a heck of a bash. So,
He does. And it was awesome being with Brother Boyd and Brother Galloway, Chris Galloway, and Chris Williams, and Brother Lamb. All these brothers are publishers of books. I recommend that and so if you have any of these brothers' books, look in the back, because the cool thing about the publications that Chris Galloway is doing these publications for these brothers, right? And in doing that, he's listing all of the publications that he's done for all the books for other brothers. So anytime you write a book or whatever and you publish with him, it's going to have other brothers' books on there as well, like a best read list, so that you are supporting true brothers that are within the craft that we know and love. So that's another cool point to all those books. I just wanted to throw that in there. That's all.
Kadeem says Route Marshal Batters was everywhere this year. Man, all the district deputies, they were all over the place. All over the place.
It was a busy year.
And their fancy vests. All over Texas. Charles Smith says, anyone is welcome to come out to Lubbock. It's a drive for most of the state, but we will treat you well. Yeah, I need to head out to Lubbock sometime.
Lubbock is one of the most awesome places you can go as a town of Freemasonry. You know, they really don't get the accolades that they deserve, because you go there and you can definitely, it's just like, you know, me telling Adam earlier, when I hug, I'm all in. These brothers, they're all in all the time, and you can feel it the minute you get into Lubbock. And I strongly recommend it. If you're passing through, get a hold of them and go see them.
Yeah. Yeah, the DDGMs put some miles on their cars this year. Yeah, well, dang, even the OLT guys. I mean, I felt like I drove all over state this year. But yeah, Charles says, "Come on out, we eat well, and love having guests." So yeah,
I got 25 grand on my truck this year.
Dang, man.
Yeah, that was a busy year.
It was. I'm kind of glad I'm at the OLT this year. I feel like I need a year off to recover from it.
Right. And my job is literally 3,000 feet from my house, literally. So that tells you how many miles I put on. That tells you how many miles was put on Freemason. So since we have a lull, just real quick, on the Scottish Rite clubs that we're reconstituting, we're also going to open those up to Master Masons so they can get a touch of what Scottish Rite Freemasonry can be, and also see the education that they can achieve by doing it. So just keep that in mind when I start really announcing this stuff. It's going to be for all Master Masons, because I want them to be able to experience the Freemasonry that they're looking for.
Hey, speaking of finding the Masonry you're looking for, we haven't mentioned yet, but we're going to have a pretty big announcement at Grant Lodge, aren't we?
Huge. It's going to be huge.
It's going to be huge. A huge announcement. And of course, the members.
And it's not playing cards.
The members will get a sneak peek. We'll be sure to. We'll post a little blurb and members only. We'll record it later this week and post it to you guys.
Yeah.
But you gotta keep it super secret, because it's gonna be legendary. Just yes. There's no other word. It's just gonna be legendary. Like, they will sing songs of it in generations to come.
There will be stories told.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They'll
dedicate statues to Justin and I, mainly me, but there will be statues.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not gonna be an event. It's gonna be a super event. It's gonna be like if you took like the Waco Festa boards and Masonic Con and Marshall Batters event.
San Antonio. Yes, the Perfect Union Festa
board, and just put it all in
in a blender.
Room.
Yeah,
it's gonna be awesome. But we'll talk about that later.
Yes, and it'll be good for the families too.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the beauty of it.
So chat's got quiet, man. Let's see, we got.
Come on, guys.
We got 9 viewers. We've had 52 views and 9 viewers right now. So we've like I said, this cycles is cyclical with these lives. So again, be sure here. I'll just type it up.
Be sure to subscribe, like,
Yep.
let people know that we're doing it right now.
So
That's important.
so for the members, if you, I don't know that many people watched it, but I posted a members only video. Let me look here. Members only video last week, I think it was, uh, and it was basically me and Dennis had a planning session for what we would like out of 2023. Yeah, we had the goal setting for 2023 had one view, but you know that happens.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, probably because yeah, but so
Probably because of me.
well, that's your words. But anyway, so we talked about some of our goals and with Sonic Improvement, definitely we want to get, we're at 11,000 subscribers right now. We want to get over 20,000 by the end of this year. We had 10 members. We're back down to 9. Membership kind of fluctuate sometimes, which is fine. Like sometimes you got a month that's lean. You need to back off a little bit. I understand that. We got 10 subscribers. We'll just say, well, let's just go. We got 9 members. We're hoping to have what do we say, 25 members by the end of
25,
December. Yeah. And so
we'll have it.
Definitely pushing. That's why I'm constantly reminding you. Please be sure to give us a like, because those likes they help with the algorithm. Be sure you're subscribing so that you keep up with everything. And if you're not a member, what can I say, man? It's $1.99, I believe it is, for the lowest tier, $5.99 for the booster, and it goes up from there. But that gives you access to ad-free content, full versions of the videos, exclusive content. It's all there, man. And we post regularly onto the members only section. So I'm just saying, like, if you enjoy Masonic Improvement, if you like listening to us in the car ride, if you prefer to use YouTube, then definitely check it out, man, because you can listen to the full version of all the video with no ads, just straight through, and for as little as $1.99. I mean, that's a pretty good deal, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. If you listen to stuff as much as I do, it definitely is.
Let's see. Dan Best says, does reposting this live stream help in any way? Absolutely. Yeah. If you're in any groups, Masonic groups or anything like that, or if you just want to post it to your own Facebook page, by all means, the more exposure, the better. Let's see. William Batters, this Saturday in Hondo City, will be doing the Leonard P. Harvey workshop at 10 a.m. We just did that last week.
Yes.
This weekend, actually.
And I had somebody ask me what's the Leonard P. Harvey workshop. So the people in Texas, if you don't know the Briscoe workshop, we talk about the laws and stuff in Lodge. It's a preparation for being leaders.
Mm-hmm.
The Leonard P. Harvey workshop.
Jason Rockenberg, yes, it will, absolutely. You may continue.
Very similar.
I'll hook you up, Jason.
Very similar in nature, but it's more on scenarios on if you have something that you really need an answer to from Grand Lodge, what the proper channels are to get there. Mm-hmm. So it's a little bit different, so it adds a different value to the Briscoe. So the Leonard P. Harvey is a little bit different, but the same, but a little bit different. So it's a little more path oriented. I guess.
It's definitely.
And it was all rewritten this year. We both were part of rewriting it all this year.
Jason Rockenberg asked if he becomes a member, does he finally get a hug from Dennis? And I told him absolutely. Full frontal, both arms, embrace.
As long as you're not wearing a dress.
For as a supporter, you will get a 1-minute hug. For a booster membership, you'll get a 5-minute hug. And for the top tier, you can get whatever you want, big boy. Hey,
we'll dance.
It's Dennis we're talking about. I don't mind throwing him under the bus.
We'll do an 8th grade dance.
Man.
I don't know if the males would be too happy about that question.
Brian Pulling says, I'm running for Junior Grand Warden this year in South Dakota, so I'm looking forward to your announcement. I am curious.
Brian,
When is
you need to contact me, please.
when is South Dakota having their grand session? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know.
Yes, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's important to us. And
It
then
is important to us.
also we've there's a Rocky Mountain conference that y'all have that y'all are a part of, correct? That is several states that get together of all the grands that get together and have a conference. That's one of the events that I plan on attending. It may not be this year, but it'll definitely. I would definitely like to do that next year.
Yeah.
Because of the things that we're doing in Masonic improvement, it's not going to be so easy. But next year, I would really like to do that. That's on my bucket list to do, is to hang out with you brothers up there.
That would be nice. Just to get up north, chill for a while.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
William, I was thinking the same thing, William. You said, I thought you were going to say you wanted Rocky Mountain oysters, Dennis. Dennis, do you know what a Rocky Mountain oyster is?
You know.
I don't know. Continue.
I only let my brothers get away with these things. If you weren't 2 foot taller than me, William, damn it, I'm gonna kick you in the shins next time I see you.
Man. Tell you what, Dennis, we'll get you some at Grand Lodge for you to eat.
Yeah, thank you.
I hear when I was a kid, they had a candy.
They're juicy in the middle.
Yeah, they're called gushers. Like you bite into it, like it gushes in your mouth. I hear it's very similar with a Rocky Mountain oyster. So, just be sure you let us know, Dennis, how that experience works out for you. Might be life changing for you. Who knows?
I heard it helps with fertility and stamina.
Yeah. You
might need some, Justin.
There was you ever see Kingpin, the bowling movie?
I love that movie.
And he's dressed like an Amish guy. So and he's like, I just milked your cow. It took me a while to get her warmed up, but he's like, we don't have any. All we have is a bull. And he's like drinking the milk out of the bucket. Yeah.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that went downhill quick.
Yeah, that went very far, very fast. So, what are some of the things that you're looking forward to this year?
Me? Definitely looking for the Grand Lodge. That's gonna be awesome. Definitely looking.
And all of our viewers, answer on Facebook so Justin can chime in.
Yeah. Of course, you could see it too if you jumped on, but whatevs. I'm also looking forward to our mystery event coming up towards the end of this year. It's going to be awesome. September, yeah, middle of September. I'm looking forward to Masonic Con. Absolutely. Thank you, William. Masonic Con was really good. And furthermore, I'm looking forward to Masonic Con and not having to worry about OLT stuff. That I didn't like running back and forth. I wanted like the full Masonic Con experience. And then I'm also looking forward to Waco's Festive Board. That's gonna be awesome. It always is.
Yep.
What else am I forgetting? I want to try to go to Louisiana's Grand Lodge this year.
Yep. Me too.
I'm hoping to go there and maybe see some Scottish Rite stuff. Like,
we'll see. I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to talk to him at Grand Lodge and see what we can do.
Yeah. William says he's looking for the Masonic Con Austin 12 Festive Board.
Yes, Austin 12 has an awesome festive.
Do they?
Yeah, they do it in the old Scottish Rite building, which is an old theater, and it's an old theater, and it's awesome. It's a cool place to be.
Oh, apparently William's going to Vermont Grand Lodge.
Yes, William is the new ambassador. So I am going to be well, the ambassador for Quintana Roo, Mexico,
Hmm.
the grand jurisdiction. And if those of you that don't know, that's where Cozumel and Cancun is.
Hmm.
William is going to be the ambassador for Vermont because his wife's family lives up there, and so they get to go up there a lot. And me, I'm just a big fan of Mexico and the brothers in Mexico, and so I love them all, and we enjoy spending time together. So yeah,
So that event's coming up this year too, isn't it? The cross country jurisdictional meeting,
binational.
binational.
Yeah, it's the Masonic Binational Conference.
Yep, that's good. That's gonna be in Mexico, isn't it?
I don't know where it's going to be this year. It was in El Paso this past year,
Mm-hmm.
and then they traveled into Mexico. They'll probably do the same thing. I would recommend they do this
Yeah,
because it's just a cool event.
that would definitely be cool to do. I would like to do that. I would not like to drive
Oh
to El
yeah,
Paso, if I'm being honest. But and it's nothing against the El Paso brothers. It's not El Paso that's the problem. It's
it's
the
tough
space.
getting there.
It's the space between my house and El Paso that is the problem. But
Tell
they
me.
make all the efforts to come to Grand Lodge. So who am I to complain?
Well, and that's the thing. It's $1,000 trip to go.
Yeah.
So if you got to consider that both ways. When they come over here to Grand Lodge, you got to think about the commitment of these Masons to come to Grand Lodge, and you got to respect that. That's but El Paso deserves our love and support. And you're not only dealing with El Paso, but New Mexico as well as Mexico. So it's a badass
So Charles Smith,
situation there.
Charles Smith says the second ever outdoor order of the temple near Lubbock at Camp Post. If you're in
Yes,
Commandery,
that
it is
yes,
beautiful to commune with nature and see that order put on at the same time, and to see Ricky Cox trot around on a horse, looking magnificent. I added the last part,
dapper,
but I saw the
dapper
pictures.
on a
He
horse.
definitely looked dapper on that horse. Man, I want to go to that.
Ricky drops.
I'd like to go to that. That'd be good.
Yeah, I want to go to that as well.
So Fluff said that once we get the charter, the petition for the new commandery at Hillsboro, he wants to be one of the signing members for that. So I guess the least I could do is come to Lubbock and see the Order of the Temple.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty awesome. I've been to one outdoor degree and it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. So it's definitely. I think we need to do more things like that. I think we need to do more.
I have something in the works,
Good.
and it will be the following year, not this year.
Yeah, we need to get back to the cave degrees and the outdoor degrees and the mountaintop degrees and things like that. Tranquility Lodge at the San Antonio Scottish Rite in the Alamo on March 4th. Yeah, I've never done the
Yes,
Alamo.
very cool.
I've been to the Alamo like when I was a kid, but I've never done the Alamo observance ever. Never.
And you call yourself amazing.
Well, I mean, I've been there before, and I remember the Alamo pretty well.
Oh my gosh, I know you just had to say that.
So it's not like I forget.
But you missed the best year in many years. This past year, we had so many brothers there, and then everybody gets to see my home away from home, the San Antonio Valley Scottish Rite building, the cathedral. It's one of the most magnificent buildings in Texas. It really
Charles
is.
Smith says the Alamo was fantastic. This was my first time this year, and I loved it. Well, I missed out, but it's okay. I'm sure there'll be a huge showing this year also.
And it's a beautiful Scottish Rite, isn't it? It's magnificent. No denying it. Nobody can deny it.
We're talking about the Alamo here, man. The Alamo.
Yeah,
You're over there talking about Scottish Rite.
We are a block away from the Alamo.
Scottish Rite this.
That's how
Scottish
badass
Rite
we are.
that.
That's how badass we are. Is that we're a block away from the Alamo. Just saying.
Hmm. Got you.
We got a couple of new brothers that have moved over into the San Antonio area that are going to really enjoy what we have going on, and the brothers that you and I both know. And yeah,
Bill Boyd
I'm
says,
not going to mention them.
says, good chat tonight, everyone. Got to run. Have a great week. Thank you, brother. You take care.
Everybody, if you get a chance, go visit Brother Bill's Facebook. He always has wonderful education content in there, and I'm a big fan. I always have been, and Brother Bill just puts it all out there, and we love him for it. So thank you, Brother Bill, for coming on and visiting with us.
Yeah, definitely appreciate it for sure.
We need to get you on the show pretty soon. So before you leave, we need to get you on the show pretty soon to actually talk about your books.
That's a good idea. We should set that up if he wants to do it. That's a great idea.
I'll reach out.
Reach out. Don't forget we got Brother Hall this Wednesday with
yes.
I always get it mixed up. Traveling Man. I think it's Traveling Man. Let me look it up. I've been listening to it. Like it's a great podcast. It's but I don't want to say it the wrong way. Yep, the Traveling Man Masonic podcast. So yeah, if you don't listen to it, check it out. I've been listening to the most recent episode, Self-Made Mason, and I mean, he's I don't remember where he's at. He's like in northeast United States, and he's interviewing a guy, and it's the exact same stories as we have here in Texas. Like he joined,
right.
The guy joined, and it wasn't at all what he was expecting, so he left for a while and came back, just being the change he wanted to see. It's like, man, it's not just Texas, right? It's all across the country that this is an issue.
Right.
But Motz is here. He says, with all things going on around Texas, I need a workplace. I'm not sure he's saying with more PTO, or to be self-employed and earn so much I could travel around. Yeah, absolutely, man. I think the same thing very often. It's like, man, I love teaching. I love it. It's what I do. It's what I'm good at. It's like, man, I need something that is more
flexible.
Like summer's off.
Yeah, my is an accountant, so if he's not there, the money doesn't get.
Yeah, absolutely. Someone said something about parking. Where's it at? Someone said, where's it at? Oh, San Antonio Scottish Rite needs more parking. Well, if the members of San Antonio Scottish Rite park better, I've seen Tennis Park. That's part of the problem.
I am disappointed because we used to own that big parking lot that's next door, but several years back, the people in charge thought it was a wise idea to sell that to the church. So now they're making millions on parking every year, and we're just watching it. And we got a few bucks, and now we're just watching them make millions every year in that parking lot. Sorry,
do that
guys.
A lot with our organization. Like
we make ignorant decisions. Yep.
I don't know if it's ignorant, but it's extremely short-sighted.
Yes, we make ignorant decisions sometimes.
It's extremely short-sighted.
I don't care. I don't care who's listening. If you make a dumb decision, you make a dumb decision. I've made plenty of dumb decisions.
Oh yeah. I think all of us as Masons and as lodges. And it goes that Monopoly analogy that we were talking about. Like when you play Monopoly, the goal is to earn income, right? But no one does it just playing to pass go, right?
Yeah.
But selling the property, that's playing to pass go.
But in life, we just pass go.
Yeah, in life, that's the same story. But we're ignoring all the opportunities along that board because all we see is the $200 that go.
Yeah. And that's been the problem for the last 50 some odd years, is that we've been focused on pass and go instead of being focused on what's going to be there for our kids and grandchildren and great grandchildren.
Yeah.
That's.
I agree. Yeah, Mods also agrees. So we need you guys need more parking.
I just need a nameplate for a parking place because there's some parking.
We'll just put a nameplate.
But really, but around the building, a lot of people don't know that it's free after like 5 o'clock or something like that. They have the signs up, but it's free after 5 o'clock.
Gotcha. Let's see here. Just looking at the Facebook. Yeah, it's got pretty quiet on Facebook. So I really would like to be able to do a live like earlier at some point, just to see what the difference is, right? But man, it's so hard to plan anything earlier with my wild savage children. So that's why we always do it late. But I never know who's going to show up. I never know how long people will stick around just because we're doing it kind of late.
Well, if we do that, then I want to do this one also because we do have our steady membership that shows up every week.
No, I'm a big believer in consistency, right? But it doesn't mean you can't add more, but you don't change what you already have. Jason Rackenberg, all you have to do is get there 3 hours before the meeting and you can park for free. Quit slacking, Dennis. Quit slacking, guys. Just get there 5 hours early. Just park wherever you want. That's what I do for Grand Lodge. I
don't get anywhere early.
I wake up stupid early so I get there and get a good parking spot because I don't want to pay for parking because I'm a cheapskate.
If you had a Vanguard Lodge, you wouldn't have to. They get premier parking.
Man, I'll be frank with you. Like the first time I was a Warshall Master back in 2012.
I'm just getting used to Justin. I don't need a Frank.
Back in 2012, I looked at the Vanguard, like the requirements, and I told myself, like, this doesn't align with what I think a lodge should be doing, right? And I don't know. I have to look at it again because I don't know if maybe I have changed.
We rewrote it this year,
or maybe it's changed. Yeah. So I need to take another look at the Vanguard requirements and see if I'm more, because at the time it felt more like what a typical lodge would be working towards, and not really what a more esoterically minded lodge or something like that would be working towards. Right. And that's kind of where I was trying to lean things towards. So we'll just have to see where it's at. But I've also
do a show on that. Let's do a show on that.
Huh?
Let's do a show on that.
The Vanguard.
Let's talk about the Vanguard. Yeah.
But yeah, and it may be that my mentality has changed, where there's room for everything, right? There's room for Vanguard and esoteric. So we'll just see. Charles, the
idea is just keeping members active. Is the idea.
Yeah. Charles Smith says, I try to be here as long as y'all will go. I love the fellowship and the BSing. Well, the BSing all comes from Dennis, but I also enjoy the fellowship for sure. But speaking of which, it is getting pretty late and things are slowing down quite a bit. That's usually a good sign that we probably ran out of steam for the day. So,
Brother Smith, I'm grateful for your steady participation in our events. That's without people like you, we would be just sitting here talking to each other.
Yeah.
And we might as well just be recording.
So Adam Olivier, okay, here's something good. Adam Olivier, I've only been to Grand Lodge twice. Can y'all recommend how to have a fun time at Grand Lodge? Like where to go, what to do, or the Grand Lodge itself? Oh, Adam, my friend, let me tell you some stories. So Grand Lodge is fine, right? The lobby's a great time. Talking with people in the lobby, which doesn't sound as exciting as it is, but it's a fun time. The pop-up shop is going to be great. It's going to be awesome. Definitely should check that out. After Grand Lodge, you got the backyard. What day is that usually? Thursday?
Backyard Grill is on Friday.
You got to go to Backyard Grill. You got Southern Roots.
And there's usually a turtle degree right before that as well.
Yeah. You got Southern Roots right across the street. You got what's that other bar?
I enjoy Southern Roots.
I enjoy Southern Roots too. It's quieter. What's that one everyone else goes to? Right by that shop that women go to.
Yeah, there's that one that
I can't remember. There's another one.
It's another brewery.
No. It's a bar. I'm trying to think of. What's that bar? What's the bar we went to last year? And it was like, this place is noisy.
Oh, that's next to Diamondback.
Yeah.
It's right on the left of Diamondbacks. I can't remember what the bar is called.
I can't either.
It's a little loud for me, but a lot of Masons go there.
A lot of Masons go there. Crickets, that's it. Crickets.
Crickets,
Go
yes.
if you just want to go get drunk and play pool, go to Crickets. But if you want to have Masonic conversations with people that you don't see most of the time, and actually sit down,
Southern Roots.
Go to Southern Roots. It's quieter, right?
Yeah.
Or even the backyard. Even the backyard's quieter than Crickets. You can't hear.
I know, right?
You can't hear crickets at Crickets. We'll just put it that way. But
yeah,
Southern Roots, backyard. These are backyards, kind of between Cricket and Southern Roots as far as noise level go, but it's not intolerable. Crickets is just just dumb how loud it is.
And for the family on Sunday before you leave, go visit the Dr. Pepper Library and Museum, or the Dr. Pepper Museum. It's awesome. You get a free, or you do your deal and then you get a free Dr. Pepper, and it's just a cool experience to see all the innovation that happened in that realm. And he was a Mason. Dr. Pepper was a Mason. I can't remember his name. Robert Marshall could tell you.
So Charles Smith says last year most worshipful buildings was at Crickets. He loves it because there's one in Lubbock. I'll be honest, if I was a Grandmaster, I'd probably go to Crickets. But that way I don't have people coming at me trying to.
You don't have to talk to everybody.
Yeah, you don't have to talk to everybody. Just no one trying to bend my ear every 5 minutes. If it was a quieter place, and everyone wants to pull you aside and have a conversation. So I mean, I would. If I was a Grandmaster, I'd probably go to Crickets too instead of going to somewhere quieter. But anyway,
there's several bars on the strips that there's, because it is a college town, so there's several bars on the main streets right there downtown, and that you can go to. And there's another microbrewery down there that I really enjoy. It has a lot of outdoor activities as well for you to do. I can't remember the name of it for the life of me. Do you remember where that is? Well, Justin, we went there.
I wasn't listening to you. What did you say?
We went there last year.
Where? For what?
The other microbrewery that, or maybe you didn't go. I
go.
Yeah, they have an outdoor area where you can play and have some fun and stuff. I can't remember, right? Either way,
we did
but there's several things.
If we did go, it was after a few other places because I don't remember. I don't recall at all. But yeah, so there's lots. And I'm not saying you have to drink to have fun, Adam. I'm just saying you can still go and just enjoy the fellowship.
And there's always banquets there too.
Yeah, there's banquets, there's beer, there's cigars,
there'll be a grandmaster,
whiskey, there's scotch. I mean, pick your. It's really the one time out of the year we just get a little decadent, I think. So it's a good time.
Yeah.
All right, let's put a bow on this because it's getting late. I want to talk to you privately about a few things. So
right.
Let's got any final thoughts? Charles Smith says you could do a whiskey tasting at Balcones. That sounds. I like their drink.
Yes.
I like Balcones. That's a good idea. But final thoughts, Denise.
Final thoughts. This next year is going to be a cool year for bringing Freemasonry to the Mason. Anybody that has enjoyed the energy of the year this year, make sure you pay attention to your right worshipables, what's going on this next year, because we are going to continue the fun. We're going to continue the fellowship and the opportunities to get together to talk Freemasonry, not just to blow it out and get drunk or whatever, but we're going to have more opportunities and it won't necessarily be all Grand Lodge stuff. There'll be plenty of Grand Lodge stuff to do as well. I know that, but we're going to continue on. We're not going to let this momentum stop. So, don't feel like this year is over, because there's gonna be run over. Yeah. And brothers, if you're looking for lodges out there, looking for Freemasonry, like we said before, check with a few of them, and don't let email be the only way you do it. Most lodges do have Facebook, so that would probably be the easiest way to message somebody. But you also need to visit the lodges. And so if you're considering a lodge, visit the lodge, because you don't want to just get yourself invested in joining a lodge that you're not going to feel comfortable in later.
Yeah.
The other thing, keep listening. If you're not enjoying your Freemasonry, we'll help you find where to enjoy it, because we know a lot of people that do.
Mm-hmm.
We are now the largest podcast in actual production
There we go.
all the time.
There we go. Okay.
And yeah, we're the largest podcast in production
Masonic.
at all times.
Masonic
podcast.
YouTube channel.
And
I don't know if we're the biggest Masonic podcast. We're definitely the biggest Masonic YouTube channel.
Well, in continuous use, kind of like my lodge. But we know people, and so and not to brag, but just because we can help you get in touch with the people that you're looking for. If it's certain areas of Freemasonry, if you're already a Freemason,
yeah,
we can help you get off your island and get to shore. That's the thing.
Nice. Good job, Dennis.
We love you.
Good job.
Thank you.
My final thoughts. First of all, always remember, keep it between the points before Dennis gets to it. Keep it between the points.
That's my last thing, dude.
Keep it between the points.
It's this way.
I stole it from Dennis, so he didn't get to.
Keep it.
I like to steal his thunder.
Keep it between the points.
Keep between the points. But also,
always.
I look forward to seeing many of you at
Brothers know what that means.
Yep, it's gonna be a fantastic time, and I'm also
Fantabulous.
I'm also really looking forward to our announcement that's coming up around the same time. So that's gonna be awesome, legendary, fantastic. That said, later, brothers, love all of you, and see you in the next episode.
Keep it between the points, brothers. Keep it between the points, brothers.
What a dork. In that stream. Got to end that stream.